Well, I thought that was the best first half of basketball we played in a while. We really I give my staff a lot of credit. I thought, Fred does some really good things defensively. They trapped that baseline, and we played to it. But the ball movement, the hockey assists, the extra passes, and yes, we made shots at the end, but some of them were, practice shots because I thought the ball movement was so good. Second half, I thought that's a little disappointed because AJ had played so good, and I just felt like the head died a little bit there in that stretch, and so the body followed it. And to his credit, he bounced back, and all in all, had a very good game. I thought, Joey gets a double-double. I thought Joey missed some good shots. I thought Tyson missed some good shots in the second half, but he had some great ones. I shouldn't say Tyson. I mean, Jaden. But we played good defense. We had 24 assists on 31 baskets. We got 65 shots up. We only had 9 turnovers. We hurt them bad on the boards, which we haven't done in a while. And all in all, other than missing those shots and shooting 32% second half, I thought it was one of our best half. I was very concerned about the game. They've been playing really well, and I think Fred's done a hell of a job with this team. Tonight, they didn't make some shots, and I didn't think guarded quite as well, and I think some of that was attributed to our good ball movement. But it was a start, it was a start. Malik just brings a calmness to our team. He wasn't great, but I just feel comfortable when he's in there, and I think we're going to get better. So that's the name of the game right now. Thank you.
Tom, I'm wondering, you mentioned about the hockey system. The ball was moving really well around the perimeter. How much does that wear on a defense when they got to chase like that?
Well, I think it does wear on the defense, especially when, the game plan, they double the post. They're really good at it. They come from baseline side, and, we just decided we weren't going to mess with it. We were going to get it out and get it moving. Easier said than done. And this time we did it. And because they moved so well to the ball, the cross-court passes were open. And yet somebody's got to make those shots. And I thought Joey had some good shots early that he missed. But Tyson, it was fun to see him because he's been struggling. He's not made shots. But he's come in and worked. And we talked about getting a little more arch on the ball. And he was fired up because today he did a good job in the shoot-around. And that's why at the end of the game, he just felt good. It was almost thankful. Thanks for the help, And I think that's a big positive with this team right now. So we'll work on the little glitches we had in those stretches, but I thought all in all the ball movement put us in a position to make good shots.
Tom, how much is your confidence growing with this team during this win streak and this performance and, being healthy? Are you seeing how good this team could be?
I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not confident in this team yet. I mean, we had one good game. We played decent these last couple games, but the competition hasn't been the same as it was, during that 11 games in 30 days, or 9 of the games. So, but I don't think Malik's anywhere near the guy he's going to be. But he just brings something to the table. And, Pierre hit some shots, got to work a little better defensively. I thought Jackson Kohler made some nice plays. He too, though, defensively we struggle a little bit. So we got some things we got to get better at. But I like the fact that I think the ceiling's a lot higher than it was a couple weeks ago, and most of that is getting those two guys back healthy.
Tom, with Tyson and having him off the ball as much as you're able to, how much is that is Hulleman being able to use him and not needing Tyson as the backup? And then is that the most you run Tyson off screens a lot, but it seemed like you were sort of featuring him a little off the ball in the first half.
Yeah, we wanted to get the ball moving, and we wanted to get bodies moving. So we did do a better job of that. And Monty, I thought, did a good job calling some of those things. I thought AJ did a good job directing them. We worked together as a team tonight. Everybody, assistant coaches, trainer did a good job because Malik's still doing all right. But as I said, and I told our team this, I thought there was a lot of great things, But that stretch in the second half made me realize we're still got some immaturity left in us. And that's what I told him at timeout, and that's what I told AJ on the floor, He's got to be the guy, Mateen would have strangled a couple guys, and when he gets to that point, but you got to hold yourself accountable first. And yet we're playing him maybe a few too many minutes. I got to get Pierre's minutes up. I got to get Malik's minutes up. And then maybe we can get AJ's down a little bit because he's got to guard the best guy usually and still push the ball. So some of it's probably my fault too.
Tom, I want to ask about Jackson, how you've seen him progress in the last couple of weeks, and how ready is he kind of for what's ahead, some of the matchup he's going to have the next couple of weeks?
I don't know how ready he is for the next 17 games, but he's definitely made some progress. And, he's getting in better shape. He still gets tired. But, his offense, he's starting to feel more comfortable offensively, which he really is a good offensive player. And he's starting to, do a few things defensively. I think the one area that I'd like to see him improve on, because he's a very good rebounder. He got 3 tonight. But I thought a couple of those, he has a knack to getting rebounds, even though he doesn't jump high. So I'm very pleased with Jackson. I mean, those freshmen were under fire. They got thrown into a deal, and I don't know how many minutes Jackson played tonight. 14. He's been playing 13, 14 minutes. That's a lot of minutes for a freshman in his situation, and I think we've gotten a lot out of our 2 freshmen, and I think we almost, we're going to play Carson a little bit more because of the problems we had with their size or their athletic ability more than their size. And probably of the 3 guys, Carson's the best athlete to move, so probably could have played him a little bit more.
Tom, in the back, you mentioned Malik brings a calmness. What is it about, just getting guys in position defensively or the hockey assist that he brings to this team?
Well, it's like, he knows when to drive the ball. Made a couple nice drives. Like I told him, though, that one right before halftime, there's still times, I told Jaden this, when you come back from injuries, your head tells your body what to do, and your body usually tells your head to go to hell, until you get back feeling comfortable with your dribble, with your decision-making. And that just takes time and reps. And he laughed about it as we were walking off the court because he agreed. And but if I need him to be grounded and just do his job, he's very good at it. And, as he gets more comfortable, I think he's going to be able to hurt some people because we can play him at so many different positions. We can post him. He can handle the ball. And he's been shooting the ball really well. Didn't shoot it as well tonight, but I love the direction he's headed. I just wish I could speed the process, but that's not going to happen. And yet he's a guy unlike Jaden where he understands that because he's a 4-year player, and he knows what he's got to do, what he can do, what he can't do a little bit better. And so we'll be able to gradually get him there.
Marty had a lot of energy tonight. 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, played 21 and a half minutes. You look more like the player you had at the start of the season.
Yeah, Marty, I thought, did a great job. That was a hard team to play as far as he had a guard, Walker, and Walker really puts the ball on the floor well. I mean, one of our biggest fears, and he did it one time, was taking it from one end to the other, like Magic Johnson. He really does get rebounds and goes. I mean, I've seen him get 2-3 layups in games. So we did a pretty good job as a team with that. Marty did a decent job, but that kid just bulled him. And yet I thought he walled pretty good. He rebounded very well, blocked 3 shots. Didn't get as many touches in there because of the way they played. I was pleased. Our centers played good. Our guards played pretty good. Everybody played pretty well. That's why you win by 20. Otherwise, you don't, especially against a good team. And I think that is a good team, and they've proven it all year.
Tom, you mentioned 9 turnovers tonight. You didn't have any in the final 8 minutes. For a season, you're now under 11. Why is this team so much better at hanging on to the ball?
Well, I think we're a year older. We've got some guys that have played together, and I think the coaches have threatened the guys. I've done a poor job over my career. That's one area that I think we've turned the ball over too much. We use the excuse that we're a running team and this and that, and there's no excuses. And You know, I'm kind of hard on our guys about a lot of things. That's one that I haven't been. And so I look at it as more my fault than their fault. But we have done a better job. We talked about it as one of the goals this year to try to get it down to 10. And we've made some progress. We've had a couple slip-ups, but for the most part, we've made some progress on that.
Tom, as competitive as the Big Ten is this year, Rutgers winning last night against Purdue, Northwestern's coming here. What does it take to win the Big Ten in a year like this? Is it as simple as, protect your home and steal some on the road?
The one thing I haven't done, but it's one of the sad things for me about where the league has gone, is who plays who once, who plays who twice. That's what's going to determine some of it. I mean, you got to win games, but somebody's going to get a tremendous advantage, somebody's going to get a tremendous disadvantage, and a bunch of teams are going to be in the middle. And then do you hit a team when he's hot? Do you hit a team when they're injured? And I really, I looked at it early in the year, and then everybody, I think this league is the deepest it's been in 15 years. I didn't say the best. I mean, predominantly, Northwestern's been an average team the last few years. They're good. I mean, they got it handed to them, but they're good. This team has proven it on the road and at home, and they're really good. Rutgers, they're really good. So I think what happens is the bottom is really good, but I don't think the top, other than Purdue, has shown to be really, really good. Like, a couple years we had 3-4 of us, and we were in there in the top 10. We don't have that right now, but boy, we got a lot of teams, and we played tougher schedules. That's one thing that bothers me about some of the rankings is that, I don't think they take into account, other Big Ten teams, not us. I think some teams have played a lot tougher schedules than they have in the past. And so I think the league is really good. I don't know what's going to win it. I would like to see if Matt or Jack would get off his dead butt and give me the answers to who's got the best schedule. But I think that's changed too a little bit, I really do. I think, everybody just assumed that some teams wouldn't be very good. Some of those teams have been really good. And some of the teams that everybody assumed would be really good haven't been quite as good. So, we're probably going to be a couple more weeks away, and then everybody will look at it and say, okay, who's 11, 12, 13, and 14, and who plays them once, and who plays them twice, and where do you play them, and all that. Unfortunately, and I say that because I've been here when we played everybody. There's no question I like that better, but I understand it, and so you got to have to play good. You can't drop a game at home like we did. That's a problem, but some of it's going to be schedule related too. I really believe.
Tom, I'm wondering for you guys, Michigan's obviously up next. How much does that, I guess, when you have 4 games, but 4 days now between this game and that game, versus that back stretch where you're going to have 3 days between games? How do you use that extra day right now to kind of prepare for that and get emotionally centered?
What time is it?
You've got 2.5 hours.
I'll talk about Michigan after midnight. If somebody wants to call me, we'll talk. I'm going to enjoy this win, and I'm not talking about Michigan.
Less about that, but more about you guys with the 4-day prep versus the 3-day prep you got coming up.
Yeah, and no school. We're going to practice, practice, and practice, and hopefully we're going to get our team ready to play. That's what we're going to do. I think we've, this practicing has helped us. I think we're executing better. As my 2 assistants said, we had a really bad week. We came back from Portland and we had those 2 games, Notre Dame and Northwestern. And whether we would have won or lost, that's not an excuse, but that was a tough stretch for us. And we were just really worn out, and then we had to get healthy, and we still got to get healthy. So, Malik won't practice every day yet. we'll take it easy on him. We won't be beating the hell out of guys, but we'll be doing more film work. We can spend a little more time on those things. I think we'll take advantage of really cutting up this film. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? And then cutting up, some of our opponents.
Tom, till the end, they couldn't make a free throw, and you only shot 6. Team Hoiberg outshot Team Izzo at the foul line. Is that something you can work on?
Yeah, I'm thinking of, I don't know. Maybe Steven won't eat or he won't, give me something. I mean, you're going to pay the price here. I mean, one thing about me, I'm an equal opportunity guy. And, I watched him. I'm sure somebody have it on video. He did his 20 push-ups for airballing that free throw. And probably my wife will get a lawyer and sue me for that. But if that happens, it'd be worth it. I think, I was happy for Sam, really happy for Jack. He's doing really well with the Spurs. And Fred's a good friend, I had his kid for 4 years, and I have great respect. I mean, he is so much better defensively this year than they were, if you ask me. And offensively, he's a mastermind. I mean, he's hard to prepare for. They run a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. But like we always say, at the end of the day, shots got to go in. And but Sam got Steven, so Steven's going to be in here shooting free throws tomorrow. See if we can get Sam when we go back down there. All right, guys. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
I will.